Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dota 2 Canada Weekly Cup, sponsored by Xfire. This is of course the grand finals of Week 6. We've got Lecresha Cybersports going up against Ape Zone. I am of course Wolf Dota. Joining me is Rub, who is
I'm
bleeding
I'm
a
here.
little bit. I'm hearing myself from you.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we
All
got
right
an
there. All
echo
right, there
going
we go.
on. Okay, so we should be good to go. And joining us for stats is a friend of mine looking east. He'll popping up some knowledge, hopefully, during the game. But we've got Jakiro faces Void, Ogre Magi banned out for Lecresha, as well as Tidehunter Brew and Omni Knight for Ape Zone. Vengeful Spirit was the first pick, then the Skywrath Clockwork, followed up by the Troll Warlord. Lecresha actually ran Venge Troll in the game before this. They ran it quite effectively.
And I think as most of us know at this point, Lecresha is really the team to beat going into this game. We've seen them. I think they've won 3 out of the five weekly cups that Dota 2 Canada's been running,
You're
and they've
echoing
just demonstrated enormous prowess
really
as far
bad.
as their ability to farm into the late game and still gank effectively in the early game. So I'm definitely looking forward to see what Lecresha can bring to this one.
Hey, Crab, you're echoing. Everything you see is coming through like three. Everything you say is coming through like 3 times.
Do we have 2 calls open? Oh, I know the problem. Do you have co-casters muted?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was me. Yeah, There we go. That's why I had it unmuted just in case
Yeah.
he's had to say something. But it's all good. We don't need to listen to him. Anyways, back into the game. We've got Viper banned out by Lecresha, as well as Slark for Ape Zone, going into the second rounds of picks. So we'll have to we'll see what they want to go. Razor is an interesting pick here. It's probably their mid, which will be up against Troll. That's where they ran it in the last game. Uh, but and then I believe the last draft was Venge, Troll, Earthshaker, Centaur, and Drow. So we'll see if they want to just run that again or if they want to maybe switch something up. I'm not too sure what they want to do. They could just go. They could pick up the Drow Visage right now if they wanted to. Go it a
We've
little
seen
different.
them. We've seen them run that combo in the past, and it's been extremely effective for them. Visage is a fairly hard hero to play, but with a team that has the skill like Lecresha, it's absolutely no problem. Combo that with the aura coming from Drow, and it's a scary combo.
And then I believe they'll get the all creatures. Like it doesn't just affect the heroes; it'll affect summoned units as well. But the
Yeah.
battle trance, that is. They're gonna go with the Witch Doctor pick, so opting not for the Earthshaker at least, but we can still see what they want to go. I imagine they won't be running the Visage Drow. They'll probably still pick up Drow Ranger, but just not obviously not wanting the Witch Doctor. But I like the Death Ward pickup against Clock. If he cogs is something else, he's kind of just trapped himself to get hit by the Witch Doctor's ulti as well as the coconut bouncing through.
hmm Absolutely. Witch Doctor is an extremely annoying support to be playing against, just because in addition to just like his harass and supporting abilities, he can absolutely he can get 5 kills if he lines up a really solid Death Ward.
Juggernaut's going to be the pickup for Ape Zone, so very solid carry in my opinion. Has excellent both laning presence and then going into late game, very strong. He does fall off a little bit. I think there's only so much, like you just, and that's mostly due to the way people build him. You get an Ag Scepter, which is really helps his ulti out, but other than that, it doesn't do a whole lot. And it takes up a slot, so he doesn't get his like six doesn't get as six slotted as some other carries that don't bother with an Ags. Oh.
The later the game goes, the less right clicking power he does comparatively to the other hard carries in the game.
And then, but other than that, I mean, Healing Ward scales very well. Using Blade Fury for the magic community is always effective. He's kind of got a built-in BKB in that way. And then he can Omni Slash once he gets low. And you can do some interesting things with Omni Slash. Like if you have a Satanic, you can activate it and then Omni Slash, and you'll heal yourself up if your attack speed's high enough to auto attack during the Omni, and a couple other things like that. Lecresha picks up the Centaur, same hero, same offlaner they had last game. But see what the final ban for Ape Zone is, if they've watched any of Lecresha's games or anything along those lines. But other than that, it should be all right.
10 seconds to go. 5
Yeah.
seconds.
Either way. Did I mess up
Reserve.
my
One thing
sound?
to note with this Ape Zone lineup is with the clockwork, he can
That's
throw down those cogs, and that lines up a really solid Mystic Flare, especially if he's able to keep that enemy within that area. It ends up, I don't know, just a little cage for that Mystic Flare to absolutely crush him.
Hmm. And that was one thing. I'm curious as to what Ape Zone's going to be doing here. The other thing is it could be a support Juggernaut, which I've seen before. It's a little bit strange, but it's surprisingly effective. You just get oh, they banned off the Drow, so they know what Lecresha likes to run. So we'll have to see if they want to go for something a little different here. But they and then they ban out the Earthshaker. Oh, I'm sensing a meeple pick here for Lecresha. Apezone, I don't know if they're ready for this.
You know, on the Lecresha side, I believe it's usually Cancer that ends up doing their hard carry. He farms really effectively in the jungle, and if they can't get him that Drow, I've seen him play an incredible Meepo, as you mentioned. He can throw down some crazy Terror Blades. He's very solid late game carry for, I don't know, almost every hero that I've seen him play on. So he's not limited to just a small hero pool like only Drow.
No, but I'm interested to see if that's what they want to go for, and if this is a support Juggernaut or not. What I was saying before is he's actually a decent support. He can zone people pretty well with his Blade Fury, and then he can pop up the healing ward and give himself and his allies that extra little bit of sustain in lane and whatnot. So it's not terrible. It's not the best thing I've seen, but it works in a pinch. And then he's also a support that can transition into a damage dealing role if he gets a little bit of farm or eventually gets that Ag Scepter or something along those lines. But we'll kind of have to wait and see what they want to go here. Ape Zone's only got 25 seconds remaining, and we'll be able to see what's going on with them. 19, 18. I'm still not sure what they want to pick. They're gonna pick Sand King, so it is a farming jug. Unsurprising there. They pick up another 3D support. He's gonna be spending a lot of time in the jungle, so we'll have to see. I think Centaur's gonna have a tough time though. Skywrath is gonna be able to zone him out very well. Unless maybe they want to go aggressive here. Go with the Vengeful Spirit Witch Doctor +1 in the Meepo pick. There it is. Sasquatch is gonna be on his Mappo.
You know, Meepo is really going to be the hero to watch on this one. The farm that they can throw down with a really good micro skilled player, it'll absolutely wreck them. So keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, and we've seen Sasquatch play it. Sometimes he's tagged up as ASD, is what we've seen him play tagged up as before. But I've seen him play this Meepo a handful of times, and it's usually a fairly dominant performance. One other thing they have going with it is they've got the Troll Warlord ulti, which will affect all of the Meepos. So whenever they decide to go for something, it'll be pretty easy.
Yeah, that attack speed boost is going to be really scary when suddenly you have 9 heroes running around the map trying to take a team fight.
So, introducing the teams though, we've got 007 playing the Sand King for Ape, as well as Ha 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 is playing the Razor. 321 is going to be on the Clockwork. Banana King is playing the Juggernaut. And last but certainly not least, GKTA.
And on the dire side,
I don't know.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Something like that. On the dire side, making their way towards that bottom rune, we are going to be seeing Aliens playing this Troll Warlord. We'll see Wicked on this Centaur War Runner. Sasquatch, as we mentioned, dropping this Meepo. A big Witch Doctor played by Allison, and Cancer playing this Vengeful Spirit.
So we see a nice Cogs come out from the Witch Doctor. It's going to disjoint the fight. They eat some shots there, but looks like Lecresha is looking to go aggressive here. They want to get some wards down, I imagine. Who are they on? They're on the Venge. They drop one there. And this is a very good ward right here. It blocks the camp and gives really nice vision moving through. So we quickly switch to the Dire. This is what they can see right now. But I have to wait and see how that goes. I doubt they'll know that there's a ward there, but they will be able to get this rune. They got no way to close the gap at all, and both throws out some axes. Centaur's going to be getting that rune. So they secure the bounty rune for the Centaur. They force some regen used by the Clockwork. Actually used 2 tangos there. Fortunate for him.
Lecresha was able to grab both of those bounty runes, securing them a solid lead, just going in to the early game.
Wicked, he should be okay in this one as long as he He doesn't get hit by both if he is able to keep out of range of the Sand King for the first little bit. Moving into the mid game, once the supports start rotating, Sand King and Skywrath are a really solid combination. If Sand King has his blink as the stun time from his Burrow Strike is the same as Mystic Flare, like the duration it takes for that to fall out.
Mm-hmm.
But Sasquatch is going to be in the mid lane on the Meepo, and so they are going to be running the Troll in the safe lane by Aliens. Clockwork getting zoned out pretty hard by the Witch Doctor, trying to pull the creeps back with his cogs. I think he's going to have a tough time.
One thing I want to note down in this bottom lane is, well, this Centaur is going to be up against a fairly aggressive tri-lane. He's going to be able to get that Stampede way earlier than anyone else is going to be able to snag their ultimate, that Mystic Flare coming from Skywrath, or the Omni Slash coming from that Juggernaut. So he is going to be able to escape earlier than they have, their extremely aggressive abilities that they're going to be trying to drop on him.
Mm-hmm. And he's actually disrupting the pull here. So Sand King's going to be in a little bit of trouble. He's got a point in return and stomp. So he can maybe do something about this if he wants to. You got to be a little bit careful. There's going to be another Burrow Strike in a couple seconds here. One more. There it is. And this actually might be your first blood. He's going to get it, and that is going to be your first blood. 007 and Gek. Huh? Yes. They're able to get that, pick up that first blood on the Centaur. He stayed around a little bit too long trying to mess with the pull and ended up paying for it. So.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It was a good idea to try and take down some of that Sand King farm, and he was able to snag a couple of those creeps in here, but he just got a little bit too greedy and didn't work out for him.
One thing I'd like to point out is Meepo has already got some stacks made for him. The Strong Camp is already stacked once, and I imagine it's going to get stacked again. He's split up his Meepos already and has been farming the jungle. So he's poofing in his Meepos here. He's looking to maybe go on Razor. This is the first net, and this one Meepo doesn't hit for anything, and Razor's starting to hit hard, so he's going to have to back up. Gonna bottle up, but other than that, he should be alright. And Aliens is just sitting alone up in the top lane. He's going to be getting some decent farm.
This Clockwork has really been getting zoned out by this tri-lane up top, especially when you got that stun coming from the Witch Doctor, plus the potential for a magic missile and the armor reduction coming from that Vengeful Spirit. And not to mention the Troll Warlord has, the high attack speed, can switch over into ranged. It's pretty scary for this Clockwork, and it's definitely showing as far as the levels go. He's still level 1 in this solo lane.
Mm-hmm. He's been having a pretty tough time here overall. Just Clockwork, I think he's a good hero, but I find he has a hard time getting what he needs to be effective in a lot of situations. He really needs a favorable lane matchup, otherwise he's gonna have a hard time. Like, this is anything but a favorable lane matchup. He's against basically 3 ranged heroes, 2 of which have a stun, the other one's got a slow. He's having a rough time.
Mm-hmm.
But Meepo this is still a single stack. Looks like he's gonna stack it once more. He's also level 5, has 3 points in poof, so he'll be able to clean that up pretty quickly too once he gets all his Meepos over there. Razor's gonna find Venge. Venge picks up a haste rune, gonna be able to run away. Takes a little bit of damage here. Unfortunately, though, he has stolen quite a bit. Poof's going to come in. Looks like they're going to want to go in the Razor. They have another magic missile to follow up. One Meepo is dropping fairly low. Coconut's going to bounce through. Are they going to be able to clean him up? The heal comes out, and they do get him. The Clockwork layer, not enough. Meepo's going to get a sap from his Witch Doctor, and they're going to be okay. So, good pickup coming out from Lecresha. Working as a team there, able to pick up the kill. Turning the nets quite nicely.
That was some really good map awareness coming from that Witch Doctor. He was able to swing down through the river and end up taking that gank there.
On the bottom lane, on the banana lane, Banana King, he's sitting at the top of the charts. He's got 27 and 9. Troll Warlord's got a handful more denies, but 1 or 2 DS behind, so I guess they're basically even. Razor and Meepo pretty even in the lane. That said, Meepo's going to be having, like, if we look at this, Vengeful Spirit just double stacked both of these camps. So now he's got a, what is that, a quad stack? Yeah, he's got a quad stack in the strong camp and a double stack in the medium camp there. So once I believe it's level 8 that you get your, is it 8 or 11 that you get your next Meepo? I think it's 11. I don't play a whole lot of Meepo. But once he gets that third one, they'll be able to clear those up very quickly. like he might even start now. They're pinging it out though. They did scout it with a clockwork flare. Know it's there and might look to contest. But in the end, haha, still no boots on him. Interesting play. That said, we do see the Sand King and the Skyrath. They are smoked up, looking to go on Sasquatch, but wandering away. Might have sensed something coming here. He's gonna see it when the smoke breaks as well. Might start poofing away. Nope. Fortunately, he gets caught in silence, and he's probably gonna drop to this. Won't be able to get away. No. Razor able to pick up that kill with one last right click. Static Link doing pretty good work. But Clockwork knows that that's stacked, so the flares coming out.
You know, and if Ape wants to stay in this game, they're definitely going to have to, you know, keep denying that Meepo from getting all that farm. He's already topping the XP per minute charts, excuse me. And with all this stacking that we've been seeing coming from the top lane, it's definitely they're gonna have to shut him down if they want to survive going into the late game.
As we can see, experience is now breaking back even. Well, net worth is only 500 in favor, so both teams hasn't been a whole lot of action in the beginning of this early game, but they oh man, that's a big stack. Either way, is he gonna get it again? I don't think so. Fortunately not. It looks like that's the most you can stack it. He's actually got a penta stack there. Looks like he's gonna clean up the medium one and then move his way back. Be able to poof it down in a moment. Ooh, he's gotta be careful though. That's a scary stack to deal with. But Clockwork, he's starting to get a handful of levels. He's now level 3. Troll though, still farming away. Him and the Juggernaut sitting pretty much tied. Meepo's starting to pull ahead of the Razor, but some of that is our jungle creep, so his guess might be a little bit inflated depending on how many skeletons he just took out. But he's gonna have his point booster here very soon, and that'll be the beginning of his Ags, which I imagine he'll probably get around 15 minutes, maybe 20, depending on how many times he gets stacked for.
You know, interestingly enough, as Meepo continues to farm this jungle, they've rotated this Witch Doctor into the mid lane, trying to get a quick 6 for him and throw down a Death Ward, so they can secure some early ganks with him in those team fights as well.
And I think that's a pretty good call. That way, they're not leaving the lane open. There's still someone there who can keep an eye on Razor. Maybe not contest him a whole lot, but can keep an eye on him. Centaur's gonna have to be careful down here. Wicked as picks up a DD rune, but it doesn't look like they're gonna go. Sand King himself has been trying to get some stacks on. He's actually clearing the medium camp now, and he's gonna start working towards that quick blink dagger. Oh, he's got to be careful with the courier though. I wonder where it's going. It's going to the Juggernaut, but either way, he'll clean up some stacks and he'll be on his way to a blink dagger. Juggernaut, interestingly enough, picks up a Mask of Madness. So going for that move speed, Juggernaut. He's got max points in Blade Dance, only 2 in Blade Fury. So looking to get the extra attacks during Omni Slash. Put out a lot of the damage there.
You know, and Juggernaut's really been laning effectively. Currently topping the charts of the last hits, going up to 61. He's playing against this the Centaur really well, especially now that his supports have rotated out and started roam ganking and farming the jungle in the case of Sand King here.
Sand King is taking out a triple stack here in the strong camp, so this will put him probably around 1600 gold, maybe 17, and then just 500 away from his blink dagger. Meepo, he's got his point booster and a unfortunately, he's gotten like 2 or 3 stacks of mud golems here, which is very unfortunate for him. Poof doesn't clear those up too well, but he'll be okay with it. Like Skyrath is continuing to stack. Sand King's gonna have pretty solid farm after this. Most of the way to his blink dagger. But so far fairly quiet. Centaur, he's got 800 gold to his name. Starting to look for that blink dagger, not quite there yet. Clockwork has been allowed to catch up a fair bit though. He's now level 4 and almost level 5, so not a lot, basically no farm on this guy. Unfortunately, he's still no boots, but he's starting to get a handful of levels. The problem, he's got to watch out for aliens. If he gets in range of him, he's going to be attacking incredibly quick, and he doesn't have mana to throw out his cogs or his battery assault afterwards, so you have to be careful that he doesn't get slowed and picked off. Speaking of picked off, Centaur is rotating up here. No Blink Dagger, but he does have Stampede. They're going to use it. Looking to go in the Clockwork. He does not have his cogs to throw, and this should be an easy pick off. One more double edge. Oh, that's not great. Juggernaut has no wins on record with this, with the first item mask. That's tough. So we'll see if this guy Banana King can break the trend.
Well, you know what they say. If at first you don't succeed, try and try and try and try again until eventually you find a noob team and end up crushing them.
Yeah. So we'll see how Juggernaut manages to pull it with that, but I'm not surprised with that statistic at all. I think going mask first on Juggernaut is not the greatest idea. But either way. Meepo's now just about 800 gold away from his Ag Scepter. This is looking to be probably like a 10-minute Ags. Or sorry, a 15-minute Ags. Or quicker now. He's got 3 of them moving around the map, farming very efficiently. And if we take a look at his net worth, he's already up at 5.6k. He's past the Juggernaut. He was quite a ways behind earlier and is now since caught up. And if we look at the gold graph, it's just been dipping down slowly and slowly in favor of the Dire.
You know, and that's going to be this Meepo farm. When he's got 3 Meeplets running around, you know, as you mentioned, it's just going to continue to go further and further in favor of the Dire unless Ape is able to do something and shut this guy down. Because with 3 extra heroes running around the map, that's 3 extra chances for XP from this farm.
And he's now only less than 200 gold away from his Ag Scepter, at which point he's going to pick up his Blink Dagger, and then I imagine they'll just start to 5-man, or 9-man in this case, down different lanes, taking towers as they need to. And I don't think that there's a whole lot they can do about that. Juggernaut's got a Mithril Hammer, so I'm assuming he's going Desolator, which is an interesting choice. I don't understand. You know what? No, he's probably going Maelstrom. That's what he'll be doing. His average XP per minute. So Sasquatch is getting there. He doesn't have all his meepos out yet, so we'll have to see if he can pick it up a little bit.
You know, one thing to point out on this team is, you know, while Meepo's doing really well, Juggernaut's, you know, neck and neck right behind him. As far as, you know, Ape's supports go, both Clockwork and Skywrath are severely underleveled and underfarmed at this point. Clockwork being zoned out so early there, and Skywrath just hasn't really been able to make too much happen at this point. He was able to grab a couple early assists, but unfortunately he's just not quite there yet.
Yeah, if we look at the level difference, Centaur is level 8 and the Clockwork is level 5. So quite a disparity there between the two offlaners. Quick question for the stats guy. What is the win rate of Meepo with a 13-minute Ag Scepter? He got it right at 13 minutes flat. So quick little question for you if you don't mind. But bottom tower gets picked off by Ape. The Radiant team, they're going to be happy about that one. And it looks like they're going to rotate up top. They're getting a couple TPs in here, maybe looking to go into this troll. He does have his Witch Doctor behind him, so we'll see if they're able to make something happen here.
Both sides picking up a smoke and a seed here. Hopefully we'll be seeing some action coming from that pretty quick.
They're bringing it out to them on the top lane. Troll, however, has a Yasha and a Vlad's already. He's not going to be easy to deal with here. He's actually going to go in, but gets blinked on, burrow struck by the Sand King. Coconut comes through, and that's going to do a lot of work here. They see the Sand King. They're going to be able to clean up. The Coconut of Destiny is coming through. They're looking for a bash. They don't need it. They're going to chop him down. That's a double kill for Aliens, and a kill for his Witch Doctor. Are they able to turn that one around? Are they going to go aggressive on the Razor? Yes, they are. They start draining the Witch Doctor. He's got a hasten, so he's going to be able to get away, but they almost turned that into a 4-0. As it is, it's a 3-0 going the way of Lecresha. Very impressive play coming up from that troll, and he was just too tanky. They didn't think he was that farmed, but it was also excellent positioning from Allison on the Witch Doctor there, sitting behind him, knowing that they're probably going to go contest his carry in the end, there to help him out.
You know, and that was really just an unfortunate team fight for Ape. They didn't see that Witch Doctor sitting back by the tower, and he was able to pop in, slam down the Coconut, and drop a Death Ward, and secure his team a 3-0 team fight.
Sasquatch still continuing to farm away, and it is a Maelstrom picked up for the Juggernaut, so he does have the chance to proc Maelstrom during Omni Slash, but I still haven't seen him do it. He is currently just playing the PvE game. He's 0-0-0, but he's got 126 last hits. As far as last hits go, he's farming the most. As far as lane farm goes, Sasquatch has more, but a lot of those are jungle creeps, so it's a little bit inflated. Because I mean, the skeletons aren't worth a whole lot. The white satyrs aren't either. Across all patches, Meeple's win rates with an Ags 10 to 15 minutes, 68%. 15 to 20, 40%. So he got it in the right time. We'll see if they're able to keep that stat alive. But nonetheless.
You know, another thing to look out for is this Meepo is now sitting at level 14, 3 higher than Banana King sitting on that Juggernaut. And that's just that that insane amount of farm that Sasquatch is able to pull through this game. Giving him that level advantage that can absolutely turn the fights come later when he starts joining them.
Yeah, we'll have to see here. The only downside for Meepo, though, against the Juggernaut is if Juggernaut manages to isolate a single Meepo, it's going to go down very fast. As tanky as the Meepos get, there's not a lot you can do up against a Omni Slash. And as we talk, Sand King's going to go in. He burrows through. Omni Slash comes through as well. One of the Meepos gets out and looks like he's going to be able to get away with the help of his Centaur. They're going to be able to pick up 1, 2. Are they going to be able to make it 3? Yes, they are. The nets keep coming out from the Meepo. Clockwork's going to fire a rocket, but unfortunately it's not going to do anything. His entire team TPs in and helps him out. The Stampede keeping him alive. That's an excellent play coming from them, and they run straight into the Roshan. Sasquatch has a full health Meepo there. They've got their Troll ulti up in 6 seconds. The other Meepos are going to be coming in a moment. And Aliens actually picks up a solo kill on the Skyearth Mage, and he's going to look to go on the Clockwork. He gets the bash, throws out the Whirling Axes, and he's going to be able to clean him up. That's a double kill for Alien solo, and now Sand King's coming in. He's going to Burrow Strike. There it is. But he's got to be careful still. Troll's just going to be able to walk away, and while that was happening, they easily take Roshan. So Lecresha coming out very far ahead with that engagement. Meepo now has an Aegis to his name, and Troll picks up his Manta style.
You know, this game now sitting 20 minutes in, but it's 3 to 10 in favor of Lecresha. And I'm sure if we take a look at the golden XP graphs, we're going to see about the same. Lecresha is just leading the game, 12,000 XP and about 7,000 gold in favor of the Dire side.
And with fights going like that, big team fights where they have all of their team present, we see Allison on the support Witch Doctor. He's only 1,000 gold away from his Ags. It's a very solid Ags timing for a Witch Doctor, and to have one this early is going to be very scary to deal with. Meepo now, I believe he should have his Blink Dagger. He does. He's got another 1,200 gold in the bank. So I believe his usual build is after Blink he goes Hex. We'll have to see what he wants to do there. In the bottom lane, Centaur picks up a solo kill on the Skywrath. Unfortunately, Gikta, I don't know how you would say that, GKTA is getting picked off left and right. He just can't be anywhere by himself, it seems. Too much presence from the Red Dire team. Troll's going to go to work on this top tower. He pops his Battle Trance. Fervor starts stacking up, and he attacks it very quickly. Quick pause coming out from the Vengeful Spirit. Looks like they're having a little bit of lag. They were having a problem or two before. I believe it was the Troll that was having some issues. Aliens, yeah, it was him before. He CC'd once and then paused once or twice due to a little bit of lag, but they should be all right. Vengeful Spirit actually went for Arcane Boots this game, which is interesting. Not something you see too often. But I imagine that's to keep the Meepo in mana. He does throw out a lot of spells.
Going back to this Troll Warlord, he already has a Vlad's as well as a Manta style, I mean, plus the obvious phase boots. He's getting extremely scary right now. That lifesteal coming from him. We saw him solo clock and then almost finish off Sand King. Sand King able to pop his Sandstorm and get away, but he can almost 1v1 every hero on the enemy team at this point. Pair him up with, you know, a strong Meepo and that Og Scepter getting thrown down on this Witch Doctor. And every team fight's going to go in favor of Lecresha if they're able to bring everyone to their fights.
And they've been doing that fairly well. They've been usually, maybe not all, they're not always holding hands, but they're always within arm's reach of each other. And, sorry, I just looked at Twitch chat. Digital is flaming or trolling or something again. Either way, with the, they also have their blink on Centaur, so it's not that he is under farmed by any means. He's just, the troll and the Meepo are so farmed right now. It's very impressive. And if we compare the offlaners, Centaur's got 4,600 net worth. The Clockwork's got 22. It's a little bit unfortunate there. I think I think the Clockwork was the wrong choice here. I know what they wanted to do. They're hoping that he would be able to get some decent farm and that they'd be able to snowball off of Skywrath Mage and Clockwork finding picks, but it just it hasn't seemed to happen. Lane phase didn't go quite the way they wanted to, and well, sometimes that's how it happens.
You know, with that Clockwork early game getting laned out so poorly, as far as farm and XP goes, I really would have considered, if I was Abe, rotating him around, changing up the lanes a little bit, because it really just wasn't working. And when something like that's not working, you need to try something different, even if you're not sure that's going to work.
Wow. So Sasquatch starting to step it up his game a little bit once he got the other meepos, and is continuing to accelerate his farm. We'll see what he ends at. Believe it was last week, me and you, we saw him, or was it the week before I saw him, where he had like 1,200 experience per minute or something, or 1024. He had 1024 experience per minute, which was pretty impressive to see. Death of 1,000 arrows. Seeing some, just taking a look at the different effigies coming out here. There's some fun ones, but nonetheless, not sure what's going on here. We'll have to wait and see. Give a quick ask. Looks like one of the players has been cat on fire. Someone getting grounded. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Hopefully it's not mid-game. They'll let him.
Deny
Hopefully they'll let him
yourself.
finish.
Deny yourself.
Be back soon. Hopefully everything works out well for that. But wanted to know what was going on, so we knew what we were waiting for. Hopefully the ape they don't mind too much. Seem to be good sports about it so far. But either way. Other than that, I mean, we've talked about their items, we've talked about who's where, everybody knows what's going on, but one thing I'd like to give a quick little shout out to is Xfire for always helping us out with the tournament brackets, as well as providing the prize pool that these guys are playing for. $100 goes to the winner. This is, of course, a best of one series. So, no other games following up, but you can sign up for the Dota 2 Canada Cup Open qualifiers for the main Canada Cup. There's going to be a much bigger tournament. There's going to be an open qualifier, so there's going to have about 200 some teams in it, and the winning team, some of the winning teams from that will go on towards the main qualifier for the main cup. So if anyone's watching is interested, you can sign up for that on Xfire, or just Google Dota2.ca, go to the website there, and they'll have a posting and links to where you can sign up. So if you're interested, feel free to check that out. As we wait for that, you can also follow myself on Twitch and Twitter at WolfDota. Where can they follow you?
You can follow me at switch.tv/EKRUBM.
And so, as far as plugging ourselves, that's all we got. So it's time to take a look at cosmetics. Venge has nothing. What a guy. Meepo, though,
You know,
Meepo's got a fun
I'm really
set.
surprised that Lecresha is doing so well with a Vengeful Spirit that has no items. That's really interesting.
So Razor's got a 65% win rate with a 15-minute mech. Now, not sure exactly the timing he picked his up at, but I imagine it was pretty close to that, so maybe they can use that to turn them around. That said, I'm worried about this Juggernaut. Yeah, he worries me. Not sure. Still hasn't. He's participated in all of one death. And I'm not sure if it is gonna work out for him. I think if he had gone for like, because he could have his easily have his Ag Scepter now and a Yasha or something along those lines. I mean, the Maelstrom's fine, but he could have an Ags and a Yasha now, and he'd be significantly more effective in these fights, getting those extra bounces and the attack speed and stuff. He wouldn't be farming quite as quick, because that's one thing that Mask does does do for him is it lets him farm quick, but not too sure about it.
You know, a lot of Juggernaut builds, they start getting damage items pretty early rather than the lifesteal that we see coming from this Mask of Madness. And that really shows itself in his ability to just hard hit in team fights with that critical that he has coming from it. But when he picked up that Mask of Madness, that doesn't give any damage. It just gives team fight, or it just gives lifesteal, excuse me. So his Blade Dance really isn't nearly as effective without the damage items. He did pick up that Maelstrom, giving him some, but, you know, in the end, I don't know if that was the right build.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it works out, though. In the top lane, Troll Warlord finishes off the tower, and he's going to back off into the jungle. Not sure if they're going to want to push up. We'll have to wait and see what these teams want to do. But, and take a look at this per minute. It's Nepo is now climbing. See, what a player. So, Witch Doctor, he's about 500 away from his eggs. Vengeful Spirit, not sure what she's working on, but it's not too worried. She might probably get something along the lines of an urn or a smoke and a TP. The hard life of a hard 5. And Wicked now is working on his 4-staff. He's got his Staff of Wizardry, and we'll see if they want to go for. Not sure what Meepo's going to want to go for either. Could go Scotty if he wanted to. That's anything that gives stats, or just pick up a casual Reaver. Anything that gives stats, though, is pretty solid on him. Might look for the Juggernaut. No, he's not going to bother pursuing. In top lane, though, we're starting to see Troll. He's going to get gone on here by the Razor and the Clock. That said, he's going to finish off the Clockwork. He Manta Styles out of the Silence. Unfortunately, he's dropping very low. Unable to get away, but he gets a kill before he goes down. I mean, they get a pick on him. Sasquatch is in the area, though. He's going to find Haha as well as Wicked. He's rotated in, and that's going to be a pick-off going the way of them. So they end up going 2 for 1. They give up their Troll, but they're able to pick off the Razor. And now they're going to look to push into the tower. Sasquatch sending his Meeples around, looking for others. Looks like he's going to push both top and mid at the same time. Oh, he's just going to back off, take the mid tower.
You know, it was against that Razor that we saw the real team fight that this Meepo brings to the game. With all those poofs through down the net, he can chain stun like that, and he absolutely decimated that Razor. And as soon as Centaur Warrunner showed up, you knew that one was over.
Banana King is trying to split push as best he can, but he's having a tough time. Allison's a happy Witch Doctor is what you're saying. He's now got it on the way for him as they took that mid tower, helping him out a little bit there. And they're hunting the Juggernaut. They think he's in there, but he's going to sit behind his tower here. Oh, Sasquatch's one Meepo is going to get spotted. He does have an ultimate orb, so it's still not sure what he's going, whether it's the Scotty or for the going in for the Sheep Stick. Kind of have to wait and see. Ag's now acquired at 2130 for the Witch Doctor. And Shadowblade's coming out for the Troll Warlord, it looks like. Not an item I see too often anymore. But also Troll, not a hero I see too often. So we'll see what they want to do. But they're going to pop Battle Trance, and this is going to be a quick tier 1. There's a glyph if they want to pop it. They are. But it's only going to slow them down a little bit. Meanwhile, there's a whole bunch of Meepos tops. So Juggernaut does have to be careful that he doesn't get picked off. Mid lane, glyph is forced out by Ape. And they're going to get the tier 1 mid, so they pick up a tower of their own. But Clockwork's going to get spotted by Meepo. Net comes out. Sand King connects with Bro Strike. Stomp comes in, lands on 2. Mystic Flare connects, but doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Haha moving very slow now. He's going to get cleaned up by the Meepo. On the back line, the Sand King goes down, and Razor ends up dropping as well. So Sasquatch with a triple kill. This guy is everywhere with that Meepo. And they quickly go down mid lane. Battle Trance will be up in 15 seconds. And they'll be able to do a lot of damage to this tower. Meepo's moving on forward, and tower's going to get cleaned up very quickly. Juggernaut, unfortunately, there's not a lot he can do, so he's just going to try and split push as best he can. He's got a Ring of Health, so I guess he's got a Battle Fury coming out to himself now. I mean, he's farmed, but he's just gone such strange items.
You know, looking at the items that Juggernaut built, the Mask of Madness, good for farming. Maelstrom, also good for farming. Battle Fury, also good for farming. He was hoping that this game was going to go extremely late. He could just out-farm everyone. Unfortunately, Lecresha has different ideas, and they're just going to push high grounding right now.
Sand King goes in with a Bro Strike. It connects on the Meepos, but it doesn't do a whole lot. Centaur actually picks off the Courier. Nothing left on it, though. Clockwork is going to hook through. And Juggernaut's gonna go through. He cleans up the Meepo, getting the cleave damage he needs. Witch Doctor throws out his ulti, though. That's gonna clean up the the Clockwork and the Skywrath Mage, and they get the melee rack. So they traded their Meepo for 2 and a Rax. They're gonna be all right with that. I mean, it's a little unfortunate that he went down. Juggernaut got some lucky bounces. Ooh, Burrow Strike just misses Allison. He's gonna keep running away. He's got a coconut if he needs to throw it up. They could also reinitiate this. They don't have Stomp, but they do. Sorry, they don't have Stampede, but they have a Stomp there. Now it's Banana King. He's dropping very low. Troll's looking to turn him, and Magic Missile is going to fly. They get him. Sand King goes through Burrow Strikes and waddles away. Blinks up to the high ground, and Alien still alive. Centaur blinks up, looking for 007. Got a Burrow Strike in 1 second. He's going to pop his... there it is. And he should be able to blink away. We'll see if Wicked can guess where he went, and 007 blinks too quick. He's still pursuing, though. He's got a 4-staff. Wicked... Oh! A little bit of miscommunication there. They get the Stomp, though. This is going to double edge, and that's now a dominating streak for the Centaur as 2 TPs come in. Banana King looking to chase, pops his Mask of Madness, gets stunned up, blinked away. Cancer buys out, and looks like they're going to back off. Clockwork does connect onto the Troll. He goes down. Not sure what he was doing in the area, so hurt, but...
and that's a really big gank on that Troll. Troll's been getting second highest XP per minute in this game. He's been really well farmed, and he's getting pretty scary at this point. He's out for 50 seconds now, and that's a big gank on the part of that Clockwork.
Meepo has now respawned. Did he buy out before he went down? I gotta find Meepo Prime. And he does have his full completed Scythe as Juggernaut goes down to the Meepo, putting that Scythe to work as soon as he gets it. Good stuff there. So now, even though the Juggernaut has all this farm, it doesn't matter if you get Blink Hexed. There's just not a lot you can do about it. So I think Sasquatch is doing a good job of dominating. And he's going to be pretty happy with this so far. Either way, Venge now has a 4-staff, which is very good, so be alright with that. Meepo picks up the Boots of Travel, and looks like they're going to push top.
We are going to see Roshan up in just about 2 minutes here, and I can definitely see Lecresha taking that and then threatening the next high ground in a different lane, maybe finishing off that that mid-range Drax.
Meanwhile, Roshan not going to respawn for a little over 2 minutes here, or just about 2 minutes now. So I imagine that's when we'll see the next high ground push, unless they can get 2 or 3 pickoffs or something along those lines. Meepo does have an Invis rune, so he's going to pop it. They're going to go check Roshan. It's not up, but we'll see if maybe they can find a pickoff. Currently, there's no one outside of the base. The Radiant are very scared. They don't want to be anywhere outside of here. Unless they smoke up and move as 5, but this is exactly what I was talking about. If they get picked off here, they're going to be losing a lot of their base here. They'll lose their tier 2 bottom as well as the racks, I would imagine. And meanwhile, the mid racks is going to get pushed in by the melee creep. So Smoke not going to get broken by the illusions, but they're looking for Roshan. Uh-oh. Stampede comes out, and the Meepo quickly blows up the Clockwork. They lose the Skywrath Mage just as quickly. Witch Doctor throws out his Death Ward. Unfortunately, not able to do a halt. Juggernaut comes through with an Omni Slash. Fortunately, it bounces through. It's not going to finish anyone off. Witch Doctor's healed just enough to keep everybody alive. Meepo's now chasing the Razor. He's maledicted, but Juggernaut trying to finish off the Venge. Will he? He gets stunned. Back to the Razor, though. He goes down to the Meepo, and that's going to be a 4-0. Sand King also dropping, and Juggernaut was able to EP out. Looks like he broke line of sight and was able to get out of there. Now they're going to heal up with the Witch Doctor. They have an urn. Still no urn on anyone, but they'll be alright in the end. They're just going to push down and quickly take this tier 2. And I imagine this is going to be a set of racks. They've already got a Meepo forward to pick somebody off if they need to. But they'll be alright here. Battle Trance is going to be up now, so once they get high ground, they'll be able to clear it up quite quickly. And there's no glyph for 5 seconds. That tower's already going to be gone, and the melee Rax is going to be half dead by then. It's not entirely dead. It drops down to 39 health. Sand King comes in with a big epicenter. Unfortunately, it's just not doing enough damage. Meepo comes in. Razor goes... No. Clockwork and Skywrath Mage go down, as well as the Juggernaut. Juggernaut, I believe, was hexed up, and this is going to be Mega Creeps, I believe, as Sand King goes down. It's another 5-man wipe, and that's going to be GG in favor of Lecresha Cybersports.
You know, I really think this game was decided by the Sasquatch. He got a really quick level 25. We weren't even 40 minutes in. He was maxed out there. He had a crazy build, had a sheep stick, had that Ogs by 25 minutes. And that was some really good play coming from Lecresha Cybersports.
Yeah. And so, Lecresha, they win another one. They are this week 6 of the Dota 2 Canada Weekly Cup. They are your champions again. Ape with a good performance. They made it to the finals, and I'm sure they learned a little bit something about what to do up against a Meepo. Meepo, of course, had 758 gold per minute as well as 1147 experience per minute. So fantastic play coming up from Sasquatch on that Meepo, and I mean it was a dominating performance for Lecresha indeed.
We want to thank everyone for sticking around for this this exciting conclusion of the Dota 2 Canada